Awesome, Greg. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and kick off the call here. Again, for those of you that are hopping on here, Pat Hayes here with eXp Realty based out of San Antonio. And got my good friend Matthew Ron here with eXp, also with CRMGrow. If you guys don't know what CRMGrow is, definitely take a look at this. It's an amazing tool that I've been using for several years now. And, I met Matthew about 6.5, 7 years ago whenever I attracted him to eXp. And, we've been building the business together, having a lot of fun, doing lunch and learns. He's in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we've had a lot of fun together, doing presentations, traveling together, all the good stuff. And Matthew's a tech junkie, nerd, smart, genius, guru, whatever you want to call him. And he is partnered up with Garrett Steve, one of my other good friends, and to help grow CRMGrow. And it's an amazing tool. It's an amazing system to help you with agent attraction. I've got a team of over 5,000 agents spanning 47 states, 5 Canadian provinces, and 16 countries that I've built here at eXp the last 7 years. And I've definitely been using the tool to help me stay organized. Everybody needs a CRM system for buyers or sellers, and I think you need a CRM system for agent attraction as well, too. And so without further ado, I want to introduce my good friend, Matthew Ron with CRMGrow and also with eXp. So Matthew, welcome to the call, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, Pat. I appreciate it. Always appreciate you letting me talk at your events. And no, life is good. I'm starting to attract again. We brought in 3 or 4 level 1s in the past 2 months. I mean, because I used to do it pretty hard and heavy, and then took kind of a break, but I'm just starting to dust everything off. But most of my time's been spent on CRMGrow and developing this out I want it to be something you can't get anywhere else, right? And so that's the goal of this. And so a lot of realtors are like, man, another CRM, I'd rather take a bullet, right? But what we've really tried to do is combine other tools with it. So what I'm going to try to show you today is not just like, hey, this is the CRM. It's going to be a highlight of the things that we package with it to allow you to lower your monthly cost, right? Because the last thing we need is more costs. And so I'm going to show you that, we offer over $200 a month in value at $49 a month. And that's the thing, right? And so the focus is attraction. And I forget who it was that said attraction should be in your business plan. Like, it doesn't magically happen, right? You have to intentionally set aside time and then do it over and over and over again, right? I have so many people in my group that try it hard for a week and they wonder why it doesn't work. Well, it's because you have to have 500 coffee appointments. You have to have, it's just like listings. You have to keep at it, right? And so
numbers game, yep.
Yeah, for sure. So really attraction, there's the first hurdle is that people run into is like, what do I even send? What do I say? What do I send? How do I even know what to do? Right. So CRMGrow is going to help you solve that problem. And then the second issue is attraction is more of a timing issue than it is a content issue. So the reality is it doesn't matter how good you are at it or if you know what to say. It matters if you show up at the exact right time, right? Because there's so many people that are a no for a year or 2 years or 3 years. They love where they're at. Everybody loves where they're at until they don't. And a million reasons could cause them to not love where they're at all of a sudden. And as realtors, as you all may know, we are an emotional bunch of people, right? And so, when we start to not like something, we really don't like it. So the timing issue is really key here. And so that's where we put almost all of our tech, is to give you the nod as to when to reach out and tap somebody, right? And so if you use it consistently, CRMGrow will absolutely increase your attraction rate, right? No, without a doubt. And the other thing that happened when I look back at my 7 years of attracting, the amount of people I lost because I was just using a wealth chart with sticky notes, right? And a sticky note would fall and I'd stop following up on somebody and then they show up at eXp 2 years later. Yep. I bet you I have 40 level 1s that are somebody else's level 1s because I dropped the ball.
Me too.
Right?
Yep.
Easily, and it's every level 1 you miss is potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in your bank over time. A level 1 is worth more than a $5 million listing appointment, right? And so I think that's what people really have to understand is don't drop your real estate business for attraction, but understand bringing in a level 1 the income potential far outweighs a listing, right? And so people used to think I was crazy. I would not do listings to go on attraction appointments, but the reality is there's just more money in attracting in the long run. All right, so enough of my theories about attraction, and let's just get into the system. Do you guys see my screen here with my cursor?
Yep, you're
All right,
good.
Cool. I want to make sure I'm on the right screen. So at the heart of it, it is a CRM. And so I'm going to quickly go over the sidebar here. We have your dashboard where you have your tasks and activities. This is what's going to allow you to stay on top of things. Now, we do have an actual analytics dashboard coming in about 2 weeks. So you're going to actually get analytics about what's going on. So you're going to know who doesn't have an email, who doesn't have a phone number, who hasn't been on an automation. There's going to be a star score, rating score that you can customize. So we're going to add a lot more flavor to the contact dashboard. Then we have a pipeline. This is going to talk about your strategy, right? When you attract an agent, there's stages to the process, whether you know it or not. When you do have a buyer, there's stages to the process. When you have a seller, there's stages to the process. Pipeline's going to help you organize that. And you can do all three at the same time in CRMGrow. You could have 3 different pipelines, right? So you could manage buyers and sellers here as well. The material section we're going to talk about, that's going to be almost like a YouTube hub, but better. We're not going to shut you down, right? You're not going to violate terms and lose all your content. So you're going to be able to upload content here to share with people. Lead Hub is about how to get leads inside of CRMGrow. Automations is going to be about your drip campaigns and smart campaigns. It's going to be about making the software do something for you on your behalf without you doing it, right? This is the people that leverage this at a high level have the most success. And then we'll go through a few other things. And then the real secret to CRMGrow is our teams area, right? With attracting, like I brought in 74 people, level ones, right? In 18 months. I was doing really great at it, but I'm still not over 500 total organization because I didn't duplicate well. So what we did was we wanted a way to make it so you could duplicate the process. So either you could inherit the best practices from the person above you, or you can push down your best practices to your leaders. This is what's going to make you have an organization in the thousands. If you're doing it by yourself, and if you're kind of a solo, I do it all by myself, that's great. You're going to get 100, 200 people. You're never going to break into the thousands. If you master duplication, you can become an alpha, right? And so in CRMGrow, we make that super easy for you to do. All right. So the first thing we were known for was our video, right? So we are legally allowed to show this through eXp marketing in the legal department. So we created the 9-minute video, which I'm not going to share here because I don't want to waste 9 minutes, but you should check out the video. It's people seem to like it. It concisely talks about the model. It covers all the major points, and it's 9 minutes, and it's not branded to anybody. That's an important piece in my mind, right? You want, when people consume content about eXp, you want them to be thinking about you, right? And so you get to send out a piece of content that's not branded to me or Pat or any other mega alpha. This is just your content you're sending to them. Now, remember, timing is the most important piece. So if I wanted to send this out to somebody, I would highlight it. And this is in the materials section where all your content would be. I could send it by email. And then I'll just send it to myself real quick so you guys can see how this works. And I would say something awesome here and here. And then there's a few things I could do. I could have a pre-built email template I just drop in here. I could send it out at a different time and date if you want to just do all your work and maybe kick them out Saturday morning or whatever, right? And so we'll just send this off. And we'll hope that the internet gods deliver it, and they did. And so here's the email. There's a little play video, so they know it's a video immediately. And when they go to watch it, now you guys might use BombBomb or something. You know, there's very few software out there that'll tell you how much of something was watched. So you can get BombBomb for $29 to $59 a month and get this same data. We just offer it as a side feature, right? And this is our own code. So when someone starts to watch the video, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a text immediately that says, Matthew Ron just started watching the title of the video that you've sent. And they're watching it. And let's just say they scroll through it. maybe they like you and they don't really want to watch it. And they're like, I'm just going to trick the system. I know they have something monitoring this. So I'm just going to I'm going to do this. So I don't want to watch it. Right. But I want them to think I did. So you got notified that somebody's watched a video. And if you go to your activities, you're going to see that the most recent activity was me just watching that. And if I go into it, I'm going to see that where it's blue is where I've actually watched the video. Where it's gray, they scrolled through. So now when I call Matt and I say, hey, Matt, what did you think of the video? And if they say, hey, man, I watched the whole thing, it's just not for me, kind of feels like a network marketing thing. I can give myself permission to move on to somebody else, unless you want to have that battle, that if you want to go into battle with them about the differences, you can, but it lets you know their intent. Are they serious or not? Right. Or maybe they watch the whole video and right now is the time to reach out. Hey, Matt, I was just thinking about you. I know I sent you that video. Did you get a chance to watch it? And if you did, man, what did you love most? That's the time to get them, right? Right then. Now, if you're just sending out content and email and you have no idea if they watched anything, you don't know when the best time is. This tells you exactly when the best time is to reach out to them. So with the material section, we just sent that by email. We could also send it by text because in CRMGrow, you get a Twilio text number and there's two-way texting, right? Back and forth. You could also record your own video right up here. And you could also drop in your own content. You could go to materials, video, drop in a YouTube link, drop in a Vimeo link, or upload it from your desktop. So the opportunity to build out this really complex library is endless. And then let's say I created this piece of content and I think it's really great. Well, hold on. So what you can do is you can take this content and you can share it to your team. And I want to show you that real quick. So if I go into the team section, everybody's allowed to create their own team, right? So I'm part of the Pat Hayes group, but I also am part of the Driven Agent group, which is what I call my organization. So I can pull what I think are some of the Pat Hayes best practices down. And then I have my own best practices. And then I can go into my team and I can share the materials, contacts, automations, and templates with my team. So when they log into CRMGrow, they already have it. So I don't have to teach them what to do. I just say, hey, Bob, just log in, send this automation. It's already in your CRMGrow. It's already got the right material attached. So it takes the mystery of duplication out of it. Or maybe we have to do a three-way call and I have a big whale and I'm like, Pat, man, I need you to help me on a call. Will you do it? Pat says yes, like he always does. I can just share the contact with Pat. He could read the notes. He can come up to speed on the contact and it gets rid of that ability to have a meeting before your meeting. I mean, we don't need more meetings, folks, right? So you can just share the contact. They can come up to speed. You can have a really good three-way call and help close the deal, right? So back to the material section, you can also upload images and PDFs. Now, here's your materials library. This is where like team shares and everything will be. And so in this library is everything that's been shared with me. And if like this piece of information I want, I could just download it and it would go into my materials section. And we made a library on purpose because we didn't want to clutter your actual material list with everything. So you can hop over to your library, pick out the pieces you like, and then you've got a really good set of content to send to people. It's the same with automations, right? And we'll talk about automations in a minute, but we have an automations library where you can see these have been shared with me. This is something I've created, right? And you can download whatever automation you want in your list. So your list stays clean and you're not commingling everything shared with you. All right. So real quick, right after that, I want to talk about the pipeline, this is your like process. And process kind of puts people to sleep at times. I get it, but a process is the most important piece. And so each column is a stage. Each stage is a step in the process. So for me, I have cold and warm, inbound, outbound, lunch and learns, three-way calls, one-on-ones, right? And then way over here on the right, long-term nurture for those people that need time, and then people that are joining. Now, the cool thing about this is that each card is a deal, and a deal can have one or many contacts in it. And so if I'm dealing with a team or a husband and wife buying a house, or a team maybe going to come in to join EXP, I could click into their card. I know everybody that's part of that group. When I want to text them, it's going to text all of them. When I want to email them, it's going to email all of them. And they're all bundled up here. It's just like a contact record, but it's everybody. It holds all your information, all your communications, the calls, everything you've done. So to take it a step further, I thought, well, every stage has a different set of things that have to happen in it, right? Like so theoretically, you could assign an automation to a stage. So we did that. We allowed you to assign automations to stages up here. So any card that's in this column is going to be on whatever automation I say should be here. And so when someone goes from this stage to this stage, they inherit this automation, and this old automation is shut down. And you'll see there's also a little timer. You'll see these little color. Green means you're good to go. You're not late on anything. Red means it's expired and you're late. And yellow to orangish means you're kind of getting close to being late. And that's because if someone inbound communicates with you, they're always going to be red because you should respond as soon as possible, right? Somebody talks to you, you need to talk back to them pretty much instantly. So I have a 7-day timer on my cold prospects because they don't even know I exist. So it's not as important that I get to them right away. But an inbound, I have it set to same day, 1 day, right? So you can set different decay timers. And so as people are going through your process, your ISA or yourself, you can look and very quickly you can see, okay, what's a crisis right now? Anything in red is a crisis, critical. I need to work on that right now. And if anybody has questions, just interrupt me, right? Just feel free to interrupt me and we can answer your questions right there on the spot. So one thing I want to talk about first is before
Matthew, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Julie Nelson. Hey,
Julie.
can you, I kind of created too many stages. I've figured, so I kind of want to trim it down a little bit. Is there a way to delete a stage?
Yeah, you go into your pipeline manager.
Yeah.
And there's a little trash can next to each one.
Oh, there's a trash can. Pipeline manager. Okay, I'll find it.
Yeah.
All right.
So in the pipeline, there's a little drop down. You hit it, you get pipeline manager. And this is where you can reorganize them in different orders. You can rename them, set your timers, set your automations, and delete.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a few other kind of settings in here as well.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Real quick, back to the material monitoring. When someone watches the video, one piece of feedback we got was, hey, it's great that you do everything BombBomb does, but BombBomb has a Chrome extension, and that's kind of cool. And I was like, you know what? That is kind of cool. Let's make that. And so we made our own. And I want to show you that. So if I go into my personal email, you're going to see I have a little Chrome extension. It says CRMGrow. It's linked to my actual CRMGrow account, right? So if I pop this open, I could record a live video right from my browser. I don't have to be logged into CRMGrow or anything. I can access all my materials, right? I can access all my templates, and there's some settings. But if I'm going to go send out an email, I could say something, right? And then there's another little CRMGrow icon down here embedded in the Google form. And I can go to materials and I can pick what I want to send people. Maybe I want to send them the EXP video. And we'll send that off. My microphone's blocking my send button. There we go. So it shows up, but it also tracks it. It says, hey, you sent this 2 seconds ago. And when you open it, it's going to update and said, hey, someone opened your email. And so now you have email tracking on any Gmail account you want, right? As an extra feature. If we go to watch this video, I'll just do a few seconds of playing it. So we've sent this not even in CRMGrow. We've just sent this through Gmail. And we'll stop watching it. You're going to see that this is going to update and it's going to give you that same data. It's going to tell you what they've watched, where they've scrolled, and they've completed 2% of the whole video. So we've given you the ability to have the tracking no matter where you are. If you're just kind of at your computer and not logged in, you can just, through the Chrome extension, you can send it and track it. And Jeff, did you have a question?
Yeah, I do actually. Thank you. Do you have that for Outlook?
That's a great question. I imagine if you could launch Outlook in Chrome somehow, it would work. But I've
So
never
where's the
tried.
Chrome extension? Where do we find it?
So you can just go to the Chrome store and type in CRMGrow, or if you go into CRMGrow, there's this little tiny nub on the bottom left. If you
Okay.
click that, there's a flyout that sends you to the extension. It also sends you to our desktop application.
Okay, I'm in CRMGrow and I don't see that.
Okay.
That little, yeah.
Another place you can find it, if you go into settings,
Okay,
go to integrations,
I'm there. Oh, I see it.
all the way down at the bottom, there's the extension.
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you. And real quick,
So-
while I've got the mic,
Yeah, go ahead.
how often is are the slides updated? Because I love how the videos updated dynamically, but I noticed the slides show that we had like 60,000 agents or something.
Yeah, so the slides are a manual upload from me. So it's when someone reminds me that they're outdated. I just go to wherever any EXP agent goes, I download the slides and upload them to CRMGrow. So the intent was never like I keep everything super up to date. So really what I would do, because I'm always going to drop the ball and be late on this, I would just download the latest slides and upload them and use them. Right.
And can I
So
can I delete the old one so I don't get confused, or?
You should be able to, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep, you can delete.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. So speaking of the desktop application, let me just launch that real quick. So we have the actual CRMGrow product, right? We have the Chrome extension. We also have a native Android app and a native iPhone app, right? So you put those on your phones, you're going to get 95% of anything you can do on the web app, you're going to be able to do right from your phone mobilely. And then we have this desktop app, which I'll launch real quick. And I don't know if you guys have used Loom or any product like Loom. It was yet another thing we wanted to give people so they don't have to pay for another product. So if you wanted to do a screen and cam record, a screen only record, or a cam only record, you can do that right through CRMGrow. And when you record it, it's actually going to send the video into your material section. So then you can use it for tracking. All right. 2 automations, which is my favorite piece. It's the nerdiest piece out there, right? This is the system doing stuff for you. I'll build out a real quick one, and then I'm going to show you what's coming out in 2 weeks, which is going to be awesome. So I'm in my automations kind of sandbox here, and you would give it a name and hit create. You're either going to make a contact automation or a deal automation. Deal automations are things that move deals in pipelines. So you can actually set an automation up where when certain activities happen, it actually manually moves things through your pipeline. So you could actually make your pipeline totally automated. But let's say step 1, I want to just send an email. So I'm going to find the email. I'm going to say something profound. I'm going to attach a video. I'll use our 9-minute video, and I'm going to insert that. Now, what we want to do is we want to know if they've watched it, right? So I'm going to do a material review check. And then I can set how much of it I want them to watch. Maybe I need them to watch 50%, or I don't want to deal with them. So I set the consumption rate of 50%. And then if they don't watch 50%, they're a no. And
Matt,
I only care.
are you
Yeah,
sharing your screen? Are you sharing your screen right now?
I think so.
All right. I'm not seeing it. Okay.
Pat, do you see my screen?
I can see it.
All right, cool.
Yes. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, you're good.
All right. So if it's a no, this is the part we care about. We want no's to be yeses. So I would say, okay, if it's a no, let's say they don't watch it and 3 days goes by. Well, maybe they just suck at checking their emails, or maybe it went to spam. So we'll say in 3 days, I'm going to send them a text that says, hey, I know we're all busy. Maybe you went to spam. Here's the video that you said you wanted to watch. You just send it again and you insert it. And then we don't let them off the hook, folks. We check again. We want to know if they watched it. Now, we've sent the email. They didn't watch it. 3 days goes by. We sent a text. Let's pretend they didn't watch it again. Well, I still wouldn't let them off the hook. I would make another automation that's a long-term nurture. Maybe it's a once a month email. Maybe it's every 2 weeks text. Whatever it is you want to do, you make a whole nother automation. And the only intent is to stay in contact with them for as long as you wanted to. And you would attach that. Let's say we'll give them 3 more days. So now they've had over 6 days. I assign whatever automation I've created for long-term. And now we've got them. There's no dead ends. We're always going to stay top of mind unless they unsubscribe. Now, if they do watch it, well, you could have another automation that sends them to whatever you want to do after they watch this video. So this is where people screw automations up, folks, is they try to make them too complex. They try to send them every video in the library all in one automation. Your automation should have one intention. So the intention of this automation is to send them the 9-minute video. That's all it should do. Now, whether they did or didn't watch it, that's the outcome. And based on the outcome, you put them on a different automation. So you make it very modular, right? Which, computer coding is modular. So if you keep everything small and modular, like a little puzzle piece, it's very easy to find the error. If you make this big, webby, gigantic monstrosity, the error is only going to show up every 5th Wednesday on a full moon, like when people kind of step into the error, and it's going to be really hard to decode that. So keep your automations simple, right? Make a ton of them and assign contacts to them, and you're going to get a lot more conversions. Now, real quick, I want to show you what we're about to do with this because it's crazy. I think it's crazy. Have you guys ever read Choose Your Own Adventure books when you were a kid, or bought them for your kids? Right? They were some of the best books in my opinion because you actually got to choose your storyline. Well, I always envisioned that we'd be able to do that, and so we finally are going to be able to do that. So let me just show you a couple things. The first thing to do this is, under the lead hub, we have something called lead capture. And what this does is it allows us to make custom forms that pop up during a video exactly when you say to have them pop up, right? This is where the questions are going to come into play. And my question was, what did you like most about EXP? Right? Here's the question. And I have a series. I made a list of things they could answer with. Now, when I go to my automations, and this is going to be live in about 2 weeks, I'll create an automation with this in play. So let's say I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create an email, same process. I'm going to attach the video. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I want to know if they've watched it. And this time I'm going to set it to 100%. It doesn't have to be. Now, if they did watch it, this is where I want to know. I want them to choose their own adventure here, guys. So I'm going to go to this new thing we're putting in called contact condition. And I'm going to pick, what did you like most about EXP? And we have all these different questions. I like the EXP world the most. I like the training in university. Compensation I like the most, right? So I pick, the things I always talk about: stock equity opportunity, or maybe it's something else. We have like 1 million affiliated services now. So when I insert this, watch what happens. Don't let it break your brain. Look at all the paths we have now. So this is why this is important. Now over here on the no, I'm going to still send out the text. If they didn't watch it in 3 days, I'm going to send the text, right? I'm going to do all that. But over here, when they watch that video, there's going to be a pop-up, and it's going to ask them that question. And if they answered revenue share, well, you're going to attach an automation that you made that goes and deep dives revenue share. If they answered stock opportunity, you're going to go deep dive on stock. So now, not only are you not letting your contacts not get what they want, they get to pick what they want to know more about. And think about the opportunity here. This is one cool question, but you could also ask them what they want to know more about, right? We could ask them broker specific questions. Our contact condition could be, what brokerage are you at? And we could list the brokerages. And when they pick it, we can talk about comparables between the 2 brokerages. So the amount of stuff we're going to be able to do with this is pretty much open-ended, right? And people are going to be able to use this at a very high level. And let me see if I can show you what it looks like when someone encounters this. Let me try to, so I'm going to pick my video. I'm going to turn lead capture on. I'm going to pick the what did you like most form. And when I play this, I'm going to have it pop out immediately. Now, you're going to be able to custom set the time. So if the video is 9 minutes and 31 seconds long, you're going to say, pop this out at 9 minutes and 31 seconds. Or maybe you ask a question in the middle of a video you've made. Maybe you ask a really big question at the 2-minute mark. You're going to be able to set the form to pop out at 2 minutes. To ask what, have them answer that question. Then it's going to go in their contact record and you're going to be able to filter them. But anyway, what did you like most about EXP? And they're just going to pick, I like this. That's what I like most. And as soon as they hit submit, they're going to go down this rabbit hole. All right. Back to other lead hub stuff. Another thing we did to try to reduce costs is I didn't want people to have to pay for Calendly or a scheduler anymore. So we made our own thing called Scheduler. Right? And you create your own event types, one-on-one, group, whatever. And if you edit them, you're going to see it's just like other software you've used. You're going to talk about how are we meeting. You're going to be able to link up Zoom here, and it'll be dynamically make Zoom rooms. We're on our last phase of our Zoom integration. When that's done, Zoom will link in here as well. You're going to pick when you're available, right? You're also going to be able to add tags to them. And send out automations that happen before, during, or after the meeting, right? So you have all this control. So think about this. You could have a 30-minute agent attraction meeting. You could have a 30-minute buyer consultation. You could have a 60-minute listing consultation. And then you just copy and share that link to the people. And when they book on the calendar, it's going to automatically create their contact in CRMGrow. It's going to send them on the automation you want them to be on if you want them on one. And it's going to tag them the way you want them to be tagged. And if we view the booking page, my internet loves to struggle on this, right? You're just going to pick the day and the time, and it's going to scan all the calendars you tell it to scan and pick your availability. And when they fill it out, it's going to book to yours in their calendar. The other thing we did is we do have landing pages, right? Where you can add in your EXP videos. You can actually link them to your own domain name if you want. And you can actually have forms on here as well. So if you have an ebook, or if you're going to be doing a lunch and learn, you can just throw up a site and have a sign up. You can do whatever you want with this. If you have a new listing or an open house, you could instantly and quickly throw a site up and, open house sign-in sheet, whatever you could. There's a ton that can happen here. And then our custom smart codes, because I just love smart codes. So we all have our own Twilio number at CRMGrow. And so you can make a custom text code, and you would just say, add a new one. And, maybe the custom text code is get free. You'd say, do you want these guys tagged in any way? Do you want them on an automation? And what do you want the reply message to be? So if you're sitting in the grocery store line, checking out, right? And someone says, ask about EXP, you could just say, text EXP Realty to this number, and it's going to send them whatever it is you want to have to be sent to them. This is also endless, right? If you're doing an open house, you can say text open house to this number, and maybe it sends them KV Core. Bob Hayes would know better on this, right? But you'd send them a KV Core link that shows them all the open houses dynamically.
Oh yeah, you can get creative.
Right? Yeah, or you could have one that says pool, horse properties, right? And it's just so you can. Or even better yet, if you have an organization or a team, you could have all sorts of training content, right? And if an agent's like, hey, do you have that buyer package? You could just say text buyer package to this number, and it'll send it to them, right? So you can use this at a super high level. I'm trying to think of any other big things I've stepped over. You can have an assistant. So if you want to have an ISA or an assistant come in, you create assistant. Put their name in, their email, give them their own password. It just makes another door into your software. And it actually tags that the assistant did the things. So you don't have to share your password with them anymore.
Yeah, and let's Matthew, don't forget about to talk about the training, the weekly training that you guys put on as well too, because my phone's blown up. This is, everybody's saying this is absolutely amazing, but agents need help, setting all this stuff up, all the automations and everything. So
yeah,
maybe help them out with easing their brain. I'm sure you probably everybody's brain out of the water right now, but talk about the training.
Yeah. So what I did was I hired Annalisa Dallin, and if anybody was with Conversion or KV Core, you're going to know who she is. She was like the lead support person for them, right? And she runs all of my support and training. So 3 times a week, we do an intro basic training, and she's setting up all sorts of content. We have a super robust knowledge base that covers every aspect, right? If you went into the question mark up here, you can access the knowledge base. You can ask us a question, which sends us an email. You can report a bug. You can send us a feature request. You can see the live trainings. You can join our Facebook group, right? So if I go to knowledge base, right, and you had a question about, I don't know, contacts, right? You just pick a topic, and it's going to give you a screenshot, and it's going to send you to tell you, I mean, literally everything you can do in CRMGrow is already cataloged here and searchable. But if that's not enough, if you want more of a hands-on, you just come here, you go live training, and you sign up for a live training. And then we're going to start doing like 2 times a week. We're going to do special topics like automation deep dives and stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah. And the agents can send their VAs, right?
Oh yeah, all the time, for sure.
Yeah, perfect.
And if you have an organization and you want me to do a private demo, you just have to hit me up on Workplace Chat, right? And I'll show up and give a demo myself if you want. I have no problem doing that.
Perfect. All right. Let's see. Holly's got a good question. How much is this?
There's the most people buy the $49 package. If you go to crmgrow.com, you go to pricing, it puts out the pricing tiers. $49 is going to get you everything you need. $29 doesn't include texting. Texting is by far the hardest expense for us, because with these new 10 DLC regulations, it's getting really intense on how to send text and how to make sure they deliver. And so that's our biggest cost. So at $49, you're going to get 250 texts a month. Every month it refills. You're going to get up to 2,000 contacts, up to 100 materials. Holly, no, I will not set all this up for you. But if you do need help, I'll put a support person on there to help you. I have 8 people on my support team. So you can have one virtual assistant. Yeah, go ahead.
On this, so with the texting, you might have gone over, I might have missed it, but like what number does that use? Does it go through do you have to use a separate number, or is it your cell phone, or how's that work?
Now, so if you use the mobile app, you can text with your cell phone.
Okay.
There's no way to have your cell phone text through a web app.
So how do you, like, you're using this a lot for your database. How do you, what's the conversation like when you contact an agent and it's like through your cell phone, and then you put them in your database, and then they're getting text through the, and it's not your phone number. How's that conversation go? How do you set that up?
It's the same with your buyers and sellers in KV Core, right? So there's just a second number. And so the best solution would be they go into CRMGrow first, and the conversation's always occurring through CRMGrow. So they don't know any different, right? Or maybe you know them, and then there's just a transition. You'd be like, hey, this is Dave Benici, and they would just know you have more than one number. So when you go to pick your SMS number, I already have mine, but you're going to first pick an area code, and then you're going to get a list of a few numbers to select. You're going to pick your number, and then you're kind of off to the races. When you want to see the history of all your texts, you go up to the top right to this little text box, and it's going to kind of talk about, it's going to show all of your conversations. And if I pick one, it's going to actually show it.
Yeah. And then also I wanted to let everybody know too, there's also an affiliate program attached with CRMGrow. I personally do not use an affiliate link, just because I've told Matthew that I'm just trying to help promote and add value to all the agents. But if somebody invited you, like Dave Gagnon, if he invited you to the call today, get with the person who invited you and get their affiliate link. You can also get your own affiliate link and start promoting it out to your team as well too. So there is an affiliate program. Matthew, you want to maybe touch on that real quick?
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, right now the affiliate program is 10%. You know, as long as they're staying here and paying, you're going to get 10% of whatever they're paying us. If you're killing it and I see that in the reports, I'll offer you a better deal, right? Like, so there's the deal that everybody's getting, and then the people that take it very seriously, right? Well, you know, I have people making up to 30%. So, you know, because if you're gonna come out and become a huge representative, I want you to be compensated at a very high level. And so just know that, like, everybody starts out at the base, and then we monitor how people are doing. And when we have a lot of different affiliate programs we could offer once people have started really kind of pushing people towards us. Yeah, and we love the affiliate business. We've never marketed this, guys, ever. Like, I haven't spent $5 on marketing, right? And we have almost 1,600 users. So the affiliate piece is pretty big for us. You know, that's kind of how we want to grow. And so I want to compensate people for helping us grow.
That's awesome. Let's see. Well, we got about maybe about 10 minutes or so until everybody can head off to leadership at the top of the hour. But any other questions? I know there's a few questions there in the chat box. Any questions for Matthew? This is being recorded. And again, let's see. Ian Flanagan. Ian, are you there real quick? If you're there, I can't see you. If you want to unmute yourself, if you're there.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, bud, there you are, man. How you doing?
Well, how are you?
Good. Well, this is my wingman, Ian Flanagan. We started this mastermind, 4 or 5 years ago, and we tag team and do this together. And so Ian's up in Dallas, Texas, been with EXP going on what 5, 6, or no, I guess what, over 6 years.
6.5. Yeah, I'm an oldie like you guys.
Yeah.
Or Matt, I don't know what number you're at, Matt, but
he just had a big milestone of hitting. Ian, you want to go ahead and share the news real quick?
yeah, I hit 2,000 agents this week, so that
Oh,
was
man.
pretty huge.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride, I tell you that. And the only thing I can say is just don't give up.
Don't give up.
Right. Yeah,
That's
you
right.
can crash and burn a dozen times. Just don't give up. I
Don't
was
give up.
horrible at it. I'm still terrible, right? I'm failing forward. So just don't give up, man, because once it starts to take off 25, 50 agents, it takes on a life of its own and you can't stop it. So
Yep. That's awesome.
I remember having a lot of conversations with Ian about, man, this is tough. Should we give up? Is it, you know, and it's true. You just have to keep doing it.
Keep going, man. Like Matthew and I have had multiple conversations over the years, even recently too, of just like, okay, what are you doing? That's not working. What are we doing? Okay, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this. What about you? What's worked? Hey, this kind of worked a little bit for us. We got a little bit more, you know. So we're all having conversations about how to continue to build this. I don't know who said it in the beginning. Because I was on Molly duty, but I jumped on the call like a couple minutes after, and she said, just make agent attraction a part of your business plan.
Yeah, I think that was Holly.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah.
you know, buyers, sellers, investing, whatever, agent attraction, like you just have to give consistent focus. It doesn't have to be a lot. I would say go date agents.
Right.
If you're in your local market and you're having challenges or tough time, go date people. Seriously, go court them. I know that sounds silly to say, but go build relationships, go to ball games, go to football games, go to concerts, like start dating agents and you'll build your revenue share organization.
That's it.
Yeah. Real quick, Pat, someone asked about email deliverability.
Yeah, go ahead.
So with CRMGrow, and I think I'm still sharing my screen, one thing to know is we send email through your Gmail or through your Outlook. All right. So deliverability is based a lot on what have you done with your email. But the second piece of deliverability is what does your email say and what's in it, right? So as soon as you attach a video, it increases the spam, the chances spam is going to show up. The longer your email is, the more links that are in it, the more emojis that are in it. It all increases the ability for it to get captured. So to increase your deliverability rate, super simple emails, get straight to the point. Try not to send tons of video. But there's nothing on the CRMGrow, like the emails aren't actually going through CRMGrow. We're a pass through. You're linking your Gmail and stuff. And if you are having spam issues, if you've scorched your send score, and a send score is like a credit score, it's attached to every email you have, and you're never going to know what your score is, and they're never going to tell you how to make it go up or down, right? It's super mysterious. You can go into campaigns and set up an SMTP server with SendGrid or some company like that. This will alleviate a lot of your spam issues. It's another cost, but we offer a pass-through so you can send email that way. And if you do it this way, you also then get newsletters, and you can create your own newsletters, right? You can start with a template, right? And you can send out really nice, sharp emails like you would do with like MailChimp or something. There's way more features, guys. I just can't cover them all in an hour without it making it sound like I'm a maniac.
Matthew,
Yeah.
Matthew, that SMTP, is that something you would use with your Outlook, or is that something you would use in lieu of?
In lieu of. Now you can still make it look like it's from your Outlook, and when they reply, it can go to your Outlook, but you're essentially bypassing, right, your normal send and going a different way. I mean, you have to go to SendGrid or Mailgun. Those are the two I would go to, and they tell you exactly how to set it up. It's a little more complicated than regular email, but if you're going to be serious, if you're sending hundreds and hundreds of emails a day, you shouldn't be just doing it through your Outlook or your email or your Gmail. You're going to destroy your inbox. Yeah,
that's a really good point. So you're saying if I set that up, the messages will still land in my outbox of my regular Outlook?
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
Absolutely. And we have tons of knowledge-based articles on it, and we can do a one-on-one to step you through it if you need help. But yeah, the campaigns are for like the more serious senders. Like I have somebody that's sending 30,000 texts a month and way more, like big time sending, right? So when you start getting into those levels, there has to be a different solution.
That's super smart. Okay, thanks.
So here, I'll give a quick testimonial. I am a CRMGrow user. Matt, you know that. I've used the dialer. I think it's great. I use it every day. I have a virtual assistant that logs in. I have several templates that I have her use. I use it for my real estate prospecting business. So I just use CRMGrow for agents. So it's just a database of agents. So even all the deals that I'm in with agents here locally, like I'm texting them back and forth through CRMGrow just because I can keep all these agents in one spot. And then I can follow back up with them. And so I've been using it. So I kind of dabbled in the beginning, but once I really got into it and started using it, man, I love the labels. I've built out automation campaigns, and it's the easiest. Like I've had MailChimp accounts and Aweber's. It's freaking so hard to build out an automation campaign. This is so simple. And then when people respond to the text, I'm like, oh, great. They're in, middle.
And I love that because we have so few people that have become power users because they give up or they, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
man, like, I dabble with it, but this thing is so easy, man. You can run seller databases, buyer databases, agent databases, whatever. It's so easy. This is the simplest CRM I've used.
Ian, I second that testimonial, and you got to run your business like a business, and CRMGrow really allows you to do that.
100%.
I'm gonna have to put you guys on payroll here, man.
Yeah, no, hey, I'll give you, hey, you just tap Ian and then Zelle my cell number. We're good. Done. No, it's really great.
Matthew, another question, and this is really helpful. This is good stuff. On any suggestions on, kind of the cool to warm folks that are either being unresponsive or barely responsive. And I know you don't want to spend too much time on those folks, but just any tips on being, most effective with them, even like a good title to an email that has a higher open than another. Cause I'm trying to figure out, I've got all these folks that are probably in the warm to cool to cold zone.
Yeah.
And I'd like to get, one or two emails out that just kind of sorts them out. If they click through, then they may have a pulse. And if they don't even click through, it probably behooved me to just move them to the cold, category and work on everyone else.
Yeah, it's tough because, and that's why we haven't come out with too many templates that say do this or do that, because people get really judgmental on that, right? Like my method is going to be so much different than everybody else's. I think the best method is, like Ian said, dating the agent. You have to be authentically excited about EXP or this just doesn't work, And that means on Facebook, you're talking about it, on LinkedIn, you're talking about it, right? When you're talking to people, you're talking about it. It doesn't have to be the only thing you talk about. But most of the agents I attract now have just come in because I've been talking about it for 7 years. Right. And so for the coldish to warmish, I would share exciting news with them. Super authentic, exciting news. You know, I mean, and I hate doing it. Like when my pool goes in, I promise you there's going to be a lot of pictures and I'm going to thank EXP. And people are going to be like, you're gloating. And yeah, I am. But it's going to get me 5 agents.
Right.
You know,
they're all watching us. They're all watching us.
They are. They really are. And don't pay any attention to any other company. They're all irrelevant.
That's right. That's right. You want to talk real quick before it's at the top of the hour about the 7-day free trial? Where do they go to sign up and get a
Yeah. So you go to CRMGrow.com and it's a 14-day free trial. So there's no risk, right? And you just try free and you sign up. We're going to take your credit card. And here's the secret. We do charge you if you don't cancel before your free trial. Okay. Right. But we tell you that we're like, hey, there's a free trial. Cancel before it ends if you want to cancel. If you forget by a day, we give you the money back. We're not like savages, but you get a 2-week free run and it's $49 a month, guys. We really should price this a lot higher, but I want to keep it at this rate because I don't want it to hurt people financially. And I want people to be able to like slowly work up into the success. Right. So that's why we have the price so low still. Like Ian said, there's a dialer. I didn't even show that, right? Like there's so much to this.
So much, yeah.
I mean, the Bomb video, you could build out a sequence of videos for each niche that you're in, buyer, seller, agents. It's literally endless.
It is.
One thing I do want to show real quick, because of our dialer, when you're in an automation, you can drop in ringless voicemails anywhere you want. If someone watches or doesn't watch the video, you can just create your ringless voicemail, insert it, and it'll be like, hey, so-and-so, just checking to see if you had watched that video. Right? Like this tool does so much, right? You don't really need, you could drop half of the stack you're paying for and cover most of it here. Now, here's another thing. We do have bugs. We're running really fast. That's why I have 8 people on support, right? We fix them as fast as we can, and we keep innovating the product, right? And so, we're just going to keep having fun. And I as long as EXP keeps signing up, I don't even have to push into other markets, right? My hope is just to be able to keep getting EXP agents to use this.
And then sell it to EXP. And then they offer every agent this. Yeah. Hey, dang, what was I about to ask you, man?
The videos include, Judy, the videos included when you get CRM
all the videos. Yeah. Once you sign up, you get access to all the videos. Yep. And then
the only upcharge is the dialer.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then Ian, whenever you get a chance, download this recording and send it to me. My phone's been blown up saying, hey, can you send me the recording? I want to send it out to my team.
I'll get it up for you guys.
Okay. Awesome. Teamwork, baby. Love it. Love it. Well, guys, we're almost at the top of the hour. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and go to CRMGrow.com. Go sign up for your 14-day free trial. Trust me, you're going to love it if you're not using it. My phone's been blowing up the past hour, Matthew, saying, oh my God, this is amazing. Thanks so much for having Matthew on as your special guest. You bet.
One last question, Matt. Do you have an API to zap Facebook leads into CRMGrow into an automation yet?
Yeah, we have Zapier. So, I mean,
so we can connect an automation to it.
Oh yeah.
And then also there isn't any like time restriction, because I don't know if you guys know, but if you run in traffic into KV Core, they run off office hours. If you have a lead on Facebook or something, or wherever it comes through, if it comes in at like 2 a.m., your automation campaign is not going to kick until 9 a.m. the next day.
Right.
And in here, we give you the ability to either add office hours or don't have them on.
Okay, that's good to know, because that's been a big challenge for us with leads, generating leads, is speed to lead. And
that's right.
They're in 3 other, they've opted in 3 other spots by the time you even call them. They don't even care. It's like,
exactly.
You're just bugging me at this point.
Absolutely.
That's right. Well, guys, we're at the top of the hour. Everybody head on over to leadership. We've got Elizabeth Riley, Rich Tomasini, Amy Weaver, and Courtney Chakram. They're doing the leadership meeting today. Just wanted to let everybody know, if you guys don't know where it's at, it's in the main auditorium in EXP World. Go over there. It's at from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock Central Time. Matthew, thank you so much for being our special guest. CRMGrow is absolutely amazing. If you guys aren't using it, go check it out. 14-day free trial. You're going to love it. and you're going to start, using it to grow your agent attraction business and use it for buyers and sellers, just like what Ian was saying. And also, if you have other multiple businesses, if you have another, like I sell solar and I'm a part of power, and I use it for that as well too. So you got to stay organized, especially whenever you have multiple businesses. You can't have sticky notes all over the place, just like what Matthew was saying. You're going to lose track of it and you're going to lose agents. I've done it. He's done it. Everybody's done it. So Matthew, thank you so much again. Happy Friday to everybody. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see you back here next Friday with another special guest. This is being recorded. And once I get it from Ian, I'll blast it out to everybody and you guys can send it to your team. Matthew, thank you so much, man. Love you, bro. Thanks for everything.
Love you too, man. Thanks, man.
Good weekend. Yeah, keep in touch. Bye, guys.